What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to J.Craft's Garage. Well, I am back at it again. I am outdoors and working on some utility vehicles. This time, that one's an '09 Polaris Ranger 800, thereabouts, single cab. And then the one next to it, I think, is a 19 Ranger Crew 900. We got some things we got to do to them. So, without any further ado, let me show you what we're going to do to them. So on this Ranger 900 XP Crew, this one here is the one that gets used the most around here. They go checking fences, checking water lines, checking whatever they need to check with this unit. Yeah, I've been working on this one for a little bit. This one here got everything replaced on the front end, minus the shocks. It's had new outer tie rod ends, new steering gear boots, new CV shafts, new bushings, new ball joints, new bearings in the front end, plus a prop shaft that goes from the front differential to the transmission back there. Yeah, it's had a whole bunch of work done to it, and it's got about 1,800 hours on it. That's why we did all the work to it. And if you notice the terrain, it's all nice and rocky where it is used, but it runs and drives and it's worth fixing. And we also did a service to it. So I changed the fluid in the front differential, changed the fluid in the engine, or the oil in the engine, fluid in the transmission, spark plug, air filter, and a few more, and greased it as well where all the grease fittings are. Now today, the only thing I'm gonna do to this one, I don't know if you noticed down there, the shock for the bed, this is the shock for the bed right here. That eyelet down there is touching a wire. Yeah, it broke. Yeah, that shock broke. So we're going to replace that shock on the Ranger 900 Crew. And just like that, within 2 seconds, we just cut the zip tie that was holding it to the cable and took out that pin and clip and all that, and boom, it came out. Like I said, the end of it broke. So I told them I needed another one. They said go ahead and replace it. And so we just got to put the new one back in there and hook everything back up. And that would be finished. We'll be finished with this one. And well, just like that, got it all back together. Got the clips in, got the cable in, got it zip tied to the shock. Brand new shock. And the bed should operate just fine. Colder weather kind of makes it kind of slow, but there we go. We got this one all wrapped up. Okay, on to the little one, the single cab 800, 700, I don't know. I think it's a 700, but anyways, they're all the same. The 700s and 800s, but this one way different than this one. So this one here is going to get 4 new shocks all the way around. And then it's going to get some CV shafts in the back. The air cover for the air filter I'm replacing, because if you can see, there is a gap on that side as well as on this side. You can see it really bad on this side. It's egg-shaped. It's supposed to be circular. It's egg-shaped. So we're going to replace that and that. And then under the seat, take off the valve cover there, because if you can see, the valve cover is kind of dirty. I'm going to replace the O-ring on the valve cover, as well as the little reed that goes up underneath that plastic part. I'm going to replace the plastic part with a metal one and get that all looking nice and good and everything. This one here's only got maybe less than 300 hours on it. It doesn't get used very much except for hunting season. That's right, hunting season is all this is used for. That's why it's got the feeder on the back. So let's start working on it and replacing the said parts. So this is the airbox cover that is going on to the single cab Ranger. Part number 5436699. Yeah, it's in much better shape. And I also recommend replacing these little clips too that go with the cap, because they can, if you put this thing on wrong, which everybody does, you can cause those clips to get sprung. And what I mean by sprung is that they will bend and won't hold in the proper place. So I replace those clips as well. And reason why I say people put this thing on wrong, let me show you. These do not line up with the top part of the air filter housing. There's a little indicator right here that lines up with the tube on the air filter housing. So there's a notch here, and then there's another little indicator that I'll show you on the air filter housing, and those two must line up, and it clocks the tabs in a different spot. I'll show you everything here, and plus replace the O-ring too. You don't want very much junk going into your air filter housing to make it work harder. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about on this air filter housing here. There's a little tab. Focus, focus, focus. Come on. Right there. Yeah, you see that little tab right there in the air filter housing. Okay? Now, this cap, by the way, I already got the old one off. Got the old seal off. Got the new seal on. That's where this lines up. Okay, a lot of people want to put this and the top part together. They don't go together. They line up with that little tab and this little recess right there. That's where they go. I'll show you how it lines up because it's offset when you put these on. Yep. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. See how everything lines up? I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there. That's where it lined up at. The little tab and the little notch in the cap. It's offset. And plus, if you look at the housing, it's got a notch for where the little clips go. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt to get down to the clip under here because of the transmission and the stabilizer bar, but that's where that cap goes. And if you notice, it fits a lot better on both sides. On this side, as well as, let me go back around the other side. On this side too. Alrighty, now let's move on to, I don't know, CB shafts and shocks all around. Well, alrighty, I finally got the shock out of the single cab over there. And this is the reason why we're replacing the shocks. Yeah, the bushings on all the mounting points on all four shocks are shot. I mean, these are the original shocks from 2009. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, you can just get the bushings and the sleeves and everything else. Okay, wise people. Tell me where you get bushings, just the bushings and sleeves for this and putting them together. You gotta take them out anyways. And a lot of times the shock is no good. Usually they're leaking and they don't have no pressure and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I wind up replacing the shocks on this. And I'll show you a little bit how to do it. I got the the spring compressor tool there. Not really hard to do compared to like vehicles. These don't have very much pressure on the spring, and plus they got a little plate on top. So to me it's straightforward and all that. So let me show you a good example of what I was talking about here. Bushing's all shot, and I push this thing down and it does not come back up. So after, I don't know, 90 plus years of being on the vehicle, and then and rough terrain that's all in the rocks and everything, yeah, I replaced the shocks as well, the entire shock, because of everything that's wrong with it. So we got that one off, and then we got the new one over here put back, spring compressed, swapped out, and put her back together. Got 3 more to do. I'm not going to bore you with the other 3 because they're all pretty much the same on how to take them apart and do all that. and then we'll get to valve cover gasket. Well, next I am working on the valve cover. I don't know if you can, that thing's supposed to be metal, but as dirty as that thing is, yeah, we're gonna clean it all up, put a new O-ring on the bottom of it. That's what seals it up. It's this O-ring here, and that's it on that part. And then replace this reed and adapter there for the breather hose and all that. We're gonna get it all cleaned up, put all new parts on it, and put her back on. Hopefully get this thing done before the, oh, sorry for blinding y'all, before the sun goes down. So here we go. So I got the valve cover all nice and cleaned up, and so I'm replacing this little reed. That's the old one, that's the new one. This little reed right here in this cover, as well as swapping out this adapter to a metal adapter, because it will cause all sorts of issues, like you were showing, like I was saying, you know, with leaking. There was actually a bolt loose on this too. So the part number for that cover is 543-8320. It's a Polaris part number. Not sponsored, but that may be helpful to you later in the future if you are working on trying to get this oil leak taken care of. So we're going to put a new O-ring on the cover, put the metal adapter onto the cover, and put her all back together. Well, there you go. That's what she looks like, all nice and clean, all back together, and hopefully no more oil leaks. That's all she wrote. On to the next job. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as well as everything else that I've been doing and getting myself into. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let everybody you know about my channel. I plan to do more videos with my channel and various things that I'm working on. I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's staying warm, because if you notice, I've got a few layers on. Yep, I got a jacket, a shirt, more shirts, and some other. Yeah, I got extra layers on as well. Again, hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's warm. Just remember, pets, pipes, people, and plants. Make sure you bring those inside if the weather is cold. Now, I know there's some animals that can withstand the cold, but that's a whole different story for a whole different video. Anyways, thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing y'all right here on the next video.